What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is my first action full video that I'm putting on here for you guys to enjoy. It's more just raw running and less slow-mo and editing and whatnot. So just kind of the experience. Going to be doing just comments on what happened and why, and let me know what you guys think and what you might want to see on here. So this first jump that you guys just saw, it's one of the first ones you get to when you're out here in the dunes. It's a good tried and true. It's been pretty much almost the same dune for a little over a year and a half. A little bumpy now, but still it's a good jump to hit a couple times when you first get out here. If you've ever been out there, you probably definitely hit it, right? So this truck, it's a pretty highly modified Traxxas UDR. The majority of the billet components on it are all from Vitavon or Vitavon, however you say it. But besides that, it's got a Hobbywing Max 6 ESC in its stock motor. I'm running a Savox. I forget what it's called, but they're big dog crawler servo. I threw that in there, and it just absolutely does a good job. Yeah. So this dune right here that I'm hitting, it probably looks a little bit familiar, especially if you follow on Instagram or on Facebook. I posted a jump recently, I think right before the new year, end of 2025, and I believe that's currently sitting at 7 million views. But it's definitely a big hitter. You see that nice long runway, so you got time to ease into it, so you don't bottom out the bottom, and then just full throttle all the way up and off the top. A pretty high success rate for sticking the landing on that one, but if it's windy at all, the truck gets a little bit pitched sometimes, and you end up getting cockeyed and crashing. It's no fun, but usually it's a jump that you don't break stuff off when you crash. So that last clip and then this clip, I wanted to post them just to kind of show you that uh, you typically don't get every shot. So he goes out of frame there and comes back. That's why, and I don't review my footage while I run. I typically just keep shooting, shoot everything, and then review it at the end. But it's a bummer when you miss a shot. That's why I try and hit every jump, a handful of times, and usually get something out of all of it. So, but yeah, it's just a good rule of thumb is just to keep shooting. And if you do have a second, maybe take a look at it to make sure your camera angle's right and you're not missing everything. But I've found don't waste time reviewing footage while you're out there, and you can do that later when you're not living your best life out on the sand dunes. Then you can look back into it and reminisce. But only had a couple times where you just totally get skunked and didn't get any shot. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Just a beautiful day out here in paradise. We're running the truck. It's been kind of a rough day already. Had a hub failure. I'm running stock hubs this trip. My Vitavon hub stripped yesterday when I was going back together, so I had to throw some stockies in just to get out here. But yeah, that's why we run Vitavon, because not even a set of batteries through and we broke a hub. But had the parts with me, got the truck fixed. We're still in it. Let's go. The more on that, I am running stock hubs still on the truck. I've had a few runs past this one and I've had better luck. I couldn't keep the left front wheel tight on the truck, and I typically even put Loctite on the wheel nuts, even though there's nylock on them. But upon further investigation, I found that the nylock portion of that wheel nut was non-existent, so that's why that was loosening up. I have replaced my wheel nuts, and that's been a lot better. That particular run, when I had that failure with that wheel loosening up, the wheel sliding out on that axle shaft gave extra leverage, extra stress on that stock hub, and I remember I came down a little crooked. So that's why that one snapped. You'll see a little shot of the broken hub here in the end of the video, so stick around. So runs do typically last around 2 to 3 hours, depending on if you got to work on the truck or if you're just having a good luck, and you get 3 hours of run time. But I do keep it moving. Walk around just kind of blind faith. It's almost impossible to find the same dune if you did find a sick one. I've thought about doing what like fishermen do with their Garmin's or whatever, GPS marking locations, but just a lot to keep track of, and you're really just out here to have a good time. But as you noticed right before that jump, I backed out of it. That's something you got to learn. If you start getting squirrely and it's not going good on the takeoff, just to let off, because it will cost you if you stay in it and try and stick it. So right now I currently have 10 batteries that I take with me when I go out on a run, and typically you're able to run through all those. Some of my batteries are getting pretty old. Recently, last year, Gens Ace came on board as a sponsor for me, and they've been so kind to send me some of their 3S batteries, and I will be doing a video just to compare the gains from running those batteries, because it is they make a difference 100%. So I've had it where you're trying to clear this jump, and then let's throw some fresh batteries in. Oh, sweet! I got my Gens Aces and throw them in there, and bam, over the top, just like we wanted. So hopefully this year, I'd like to get this truck on 8S, just because I need a little bit more power. I'm already breaking quite a bit of stuff, but we want more power, right? So when I say 2 to 3 hours of runtime too, I am running the truck pretty much constantly unless I'm having to do some repairs on the truck. Eventually, I did get to a point to where I was having to stop and let the truck cool down. As y'all know, you got to be checking motor temps and ESC temps and whatnot. That Hobbywing Max 6 has never gotten hot on me and shut down, but when I did finally get some billet wheels on the truck, the first set I was running were Vitavon wheels, and the set that I've been running for probably a year and a half, I got those from Mike's RCH. He was so kind to send those out to me. They're RC four-wheel drive rims. They're the scale ones. And that was the time when I got my venting all figured out on that and how to properly do that. I'll be doing a video on that, on how to properly vent your tires, because if you don't have your tires vented correctly, you're gonna get sand in the wheels no matter what, and it just causes the truck to start overheating and whatnot, and you'll see it, the wheels shaking. It's harder on bearings. So more on that later, but to be able to run the truck for hours straight, I did install a custom set of fans. It's not meant for the UDR, but I believe it's meant for an e-Revo. But I was able to cut a hole in the chassis and stuff it in there, and it's great. The two dual fans cooling the motor the whole time and keeps you cool. And if you do lose a fan, you still got one. So yeah, I'll do a breakdown video next time I'm doing some maintenance and see if I can get you guys a shot of my OnlyFans. You know what I mean? See what I did there? So if you made it this far, I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for watching this video. Don't forget to like and comment if you got any questions or requests you'd like to see in these videos. This is primarily just an action video running around the dunes. Just wanted to share the full experience with you guys. So thank you very much, though, for watching. If you made it this far, and not too much left, but it's good. Just wait. So recently, to be able to film these episodes, I typically film everything on my iPhone, and I filmed it vertically, to make things easier for Instagram. But making the jump to YouTube, I wanted to flip it sideways so that I could give you guys a good full screen action shots. With that said, check out that flyby, man. That is such a hard shot to make when the truck's flying at you. First off, is, you know, it could get a little hairy. You know, it is scary, that thing coming towards you. But yeah, that was one of the best captures I've been able to do of one of those high speed flybys, and definitely notice I'm getting more of those shots with having the camera sideways and not vertically. But like you saw earlier, some of those shots where you just, you know, shoot it to the moon, if you're not on it tracking that, it's going to go out of frame. But it's just trial and error, you know, trigger time. You know, my recommendation to anybody that's new to filming and driving, I can't really do the one-handed driving, holding the camera in one hand and driving with the other. I have a camera setup that's mounted to my controller, so I just typically, you know, rotate my body at the hips and I don't move my arms too much. So if you want to start practicing, you don't even need to really get a mount or anything yet. Just start trying to track the truck with your remote, just rotating your body, you know, at your hips, and it's usually pretty stable. And it, you know, 60% of the time it works every time. But it's all about trial and error. And I don't know if you all have a recommendation for me, maybe something I could do to bring y'all a better product. Drop a comment below. So we are getting to the end of the video. I do want to thank you for your support. If you follow my page on all the different platforms, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, thank you. Drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And like I've been telling y'all, if there's something you want to see, shoot me a DM, drop a comment. I'm open to taking requests. So this was the last jump of the day. I ended up breaking a drive line after crashing the truck here, but this is kind of why I safety first, man. You really got to keep your head on a swivel. You don't know really where a car might fly from. All right, so we made it back to the shop. Had a good run today out at the beach. Had some issues that be able to learn from, work through, and bring a better truck out there next time. I ended up kind of screwing myself a little bit. Normally, when I'm loading up all my batteries, I check them all to make sure they're all charged. Same thing, kind of OCD. Before I put the batteries in, I usually, you know, check the voltage and pair the most equal to at them. Wasn't thinking this morning, didn't check anything beforehand or during, and first run of the day, threw one dead battery and then a charged one in the truck. So right out of the gate, had the batteries dump and stuffed it once, you know, on a jump. It didn't break the truck, luckily. Figured that out, put in some fresh batteries, started running again, and within, you know, a few minutes yesterday, when I was working on the truck, my Vitavon hubs, one of the screws for like the upper ball joint area, stripped out. So I put in a stock set of hubs. I don't run stock stuff, so I've got a ton of them laying around. And again, within that first battery, you know, landed a little crooked, and I don't know if you could see that, but cracked that hub. So that's why I run Vitavon hubs. They're oversized bearings, way bigger than that, way bigger than that, and they last years. So I'm going to be ordering a set of those before the next trip out. And then besides that, kind of took it easy on the truck, but for some reason, you can still see it, that left front wheel's loose. I couldn't keep it tight. I don't know if the nylock's worn out on it or maybe the hex, you know, slash rotor that I put in yesterday. It was a used one. Maybe it's worn. I don't know. Maybe it's worn. I don't know. I'm going to try swapping the nut out, maybe lock tighten it. Hopefully that'll stay on, but just a lot of pesky stuff. And then was on my 8 out of 10 batteries and ended up blowing. If you're in the UDR game, it's something we're all familiar with. Drive shaft blew. So I ended up limping it out on two-wheel drive, but drove it out under its own power. Didn't have to carry the pig. I had parts with me, but just, you know, I'd already worked on the truck twice out there and was willing to just call it at that point, you know. But gonna get the truck fixed, get some new hubs on order, get back to checking stuff, loading up and going into the truck just so I know where I'm at. You know, if you're racing or something, you dump your batteries on your first lap, you're done. So luckily it's just me out there having a good time, and
overall, it's a good sesh. You know, I've gotten skunked before where you get out there, forget your remote or something, and you're done before you even start. So it was a good sesh. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, you know, drop a comment, or if you have a suggestion, or and by all means too, when in any of my videos, if you see something that I'm doing wrong, call me out on it, dude. I don't know everything. You know, I just want to show you guys what I do and what's worked for me, and hopefully it works for you. If you got any questions, you know, drop a comment or reach out to me through, you know, one of the platforms, my email or whatever. But you guys stay well. Thank you. Peace.